Hello, dearie. How are you doing? I hope you are doing wonderfully well. I'm doing well too. Thank you for asking. So, the interviews are ongoing, and I want to draw your attention to some current affairs issues that may pop up in your interviews that you should be prepared for. Okay. So, normally they will ask you current affairs issues to see how up to date you are, to see if you're someone who is aware of the situations that are going on around you and your country, because nurses, you need to be abreast with time. That is why they ask current affairs issues. So today we'll look at four areas that I think questions may come from this year because of the things that have happened in Ghana in the first half of the year. Okay. The first area which you are aware of is the political scene. Okay, the ministers, the members of parliament, and all of that. You should be aware of some of the ministers. So, coming from your district, you should know your member of parliament's name. You should know your regional minister's name. You should know the name of the health minister, the education minister, and maybe the finance minister, and for the ladies, some few prominent and popular female ministers, you know, because we like to see role models. Know that we can also be parliament, or women can also thrive in the political scene. So yeah, they may ask you about female ministers, and you should be prepared for those ones. Just a few, they will not ask you to mention all the ministers of states. Nobody has time for that. Okay. If you're able to mention some and you're stuck, you just say, I'm stuck. Let's continue. Okay, so yeah, your MP, your regional minister, minister for health, minister for education, minister for finance, those ones. And then any popular minister that has been trending in the news, or any member of parliament that has been trending in the news lately, you should be aware and know their names and maybe a little about why they were trending. Okay, somebody like Apenyo Markins, why was he trending? Yeah. Then the next area, which is very important, is the area of health. Because you are trying to get into the health system, you want to become a healthcare worker. So you should know about recent news in the health scene. For example, earlier this year, we had a cholera outbreak in a lot of districts in the country, especially if you are from the Western region, Central region. Those were the hot areas where the cholera cases were high. So you should know. And if you are also going for a public health program, let's say public health nursing, environmental health, disease control, yeah, those kinds of programs, then you should know about the cholera outbreak, what's the cholera disease and its prevention, because you are going into prevention. Okay, so yeah, cholera outbreak. And then we are still detecting cases of monkeypox in the country. So you should know about monkeypox. I have a video of monkeypox. Yes, I have a video on monkeypox. I'll link it at the end of this video for you to watch and update yourself on what monkeypox is and its prevention. Okay. And then recently, we also started detecting COVID again in the country, in Accra, around Legon. So that should also be on your mind. What were the prevention measures of COVID? What was COVID? And how to protect yourself against COVID. So bear that one in mind whilst you go for your interview. Then the next area, major one, is the nurses strike. We had uh nurses going on strike just last month. It was June. Yeah, June. So you should have some knowledge about the nurses strike. They can ask you, do you think nurses should go on strike? Why were the nurses on strike? It was all over the news. Did you understand why nurses were on strike? Do you support or not? What was the public's view on the strike? What do you think? These ones will be opinion-based questions. So you should prepare. I'll leave some sample responses on the screen for you to see and use it to guide yourself, because you are going into nursing, okay? You want to become a nurse and a midwife. So your answer should, if you don't want to support the strike, you should take a neutral stand. Don't go and stand against. Another common area they may ask questions on is the news. You know, what was on the news yesterday, any major outbreak, any major news outbreak that all the news outlets were carrying. Maybe there was a disaster somewhere. I think some, especially those from Cape Coast area, the house that broke down, and I don't know if people got hurt. I didn't really see that news, but you know, things like that. Or maybe on your way, there was news on the radio that started an uproar in the car and arguments were going on in the car, you know. Sometimes the panelists are just tired and they want some gist from you, okay? They want to hear something different. So they may ask some questions. Everybody likes gist. That's what you should know. Everybody likes gist. So gist, okay? If they give you questions like that, maybe sometimes they feel like you are tense. So let's ask these mellow questions to see if this person can relax and answer our questions, okay? So if they ask you, maybe they ask you questions like, how will you cook kontomire stew? Or how will you cook abenkwan or nkatenkwan? It's relax. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to cook. So how will you cook? If the panelists ask, how will you cook abenkwan for me? That one, you have to ask the panelist, the one asking you the question, oh, I would like to cook abenkwan for you, but how do you like your abenkwan? Or what type of abenkwan do you have in mind right now? You know? And be like, oh, right now I'm thinking of abenkwan with maybe salmon and some tilapia. Then you go from there. Now you know the protein you are going to use. So you take that and if you want tilapia abenkwan, then this is how you go about it. Now with the way I want it crack so that the taste, you know, sometimes these questions are there to relax you. If they ask you to sing for them, whether your voice is good or not. Okay, my niece was asked to dance bobobo. Whether you have the ways to dance the bobobo or not, get up, sing bobobo and dance, sing adowa and dance. Okay, so sometimes the current affairs issues, it can go one way or the other. But if you don't know, for example, like the ministers, so I've never checked this minister's name. I've never heard, I don't know his or her name. I don't know who he is. Then you move from there. Don't linger on one question and waste all your time and get the panelists frustrated with you. Maybe the next question they will ask you, you'll be able to answer. So don't be shy to say, I don't know the answer to this question. I'm sorry, I've never heard of it, and all of that, okay? Generally, these are the things they may ask during your interview that you should be prepared for. So I hope this was helpful. Like it, share, and subscribe if you've not done that yet. And click on the monkeypox video so that you update yourself. And I wish you all the best in your interviews. Bye.